Today we will try to understand the pathogenesis of Plumbum Metallicum. The Plumbum mat is also the heavy metal belonging to the row 6 and the column 14. Uh, so we have to start from the column 10. The column 10, the structure is complete. Like the platinum, they think that they are the successful leaders, they are at the top position. The column 12 thinks that I have to maintain this top position, and they will be having constant threat, fear that this my position, the top position or being of the success, that will be destroyed. So I have to maintain this top position. So that is in the column 11. In column 12, they will be having a threat, much more threat and fear that there are enemies surrounding me. Example, in the Mercury, enemies are surrounding me which are trying to destroy my this position of mine. So that is in column 12. And in the column number 13, the thinking is that constant threat is being increased. There will be fear not only of the strangers and the people, but along with this there will be some disaster which will come, and because of that my position will be ruined out. That is in 13. So due to that, you can say that in the column number 14, the people are having complete loss of power. I was leader, I was at the top position, but now there is no power with me, due to which I can maintain my position. I have lost that complete power. So the complete loss of power, due to which I will be attacked by someone, fear of being assassinated, that people will try to murder me. So that so much so negative thoughts are going to be seen in the column number 14. So due to that, we can say the Plumbum mat is also the syphilitic remedy, the great syphilitic remedy actually. So the Plumbum mat will be having so much so negative delusions due to that syphilitic miasm, because destruction is being seen in it. So delusion being assassinated by someone, delusion that I will be murdered by someone. The disease which has occurred to me is very much incurable, due to which I will be having complete despairness. Hopelessness is present in me. Not only that related to the disease, but religious hopelessness is also being seen. No God and no nothing will be happening. No one is going to try for curing my disease. That type of thinkings are seen, and they are having the thinking like we say, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं ज्योतिष के पास जाओ, साधु के पास जाओ, वो लोग तंत्र मंत्र आपको कुछ करके देंगे जिसके थ्रू आप अपनी लाइफ को सेव कर सकते हो. तो so the same delusion is seen in the Plumbum also, that their safety and peace is only possible by the some mantras and all that things of the Catholic priest or the Jyotish and sadhus all. That is a delusion. So along with this, they are having the delusion not only of the strangers, but also being attacked by the friends. Delusion being pursued by friends, soldiers, also the enemies and the police also. So delusion of being arrested. मैंने कुछ गलत किया है जिसकी वजह से लोग मुझे अरेस्ट करके लेके जाएंगे, because and I am not having, even though I am leader, but I am not having that power so that I can try to tell something against that police or against that any other enemy also. That are the thinkings of the Plumbum. So due to that continuous overthinking, the person will lose the control of the brain. So because of the loss of control from the brain, as the brain is a part of the CNS, so loss of control of CNS leads to the loss of control from muscles, because nerve control the muscles. So muscular control will also be lost. Due to that, the person will develop the pathologies also same, like the paralysis, loss of control, the continuous shaking of the hand which is not under my control. I don't want to shake my hand, I don't want these tremors, but that also will be developed, as we see in the Parkinson's disease. And also person will develop the prolapse conditions, because the main function of the muscles is also to hold the organs at a particular position, but that tonicity is being lost, so the organs will also start prolapsing. So there is no control, no power with me, even though I am leader, but no power to take such responsibilities which should be taken by the leader. That type of the destructiveness from the thoughts, due to which these type of pathologies are being developed. So according to Dr. C. M. Boger, the main action of the plumbum mat is on the nerves. So in the nerves, it tries to inhibit the release of the neurotransmitters. So the neurotransmitters like the dopamine, acetylcholine, or the GABA, which are having the normal physiological function in our body. But along with this, it also tries to inhibit the sodium potassium pump, whose main action is to release the ATP, generate the energy for a particular cell. That is also not going to be seen. Along with this, it also stimulates the protein kinase C in the capillary endothelial cells. Normally, the capillary endothelial cells are having a tight junction between them. But due to the stimulation of protein kinase C, the tight junction gets break. Due to that, the hemorrhage is going to be starting. So usually it is occurring in the brain. So cerebral capillary hemorrhages are seen in the plumbum mat. Along with this, in the neuron, there is a cell body. That cell body is having the mitochondria. That mitochondria tries to release the ATP for that neuron. But the plumbum tries to inhibit the calcium channels, due to which the ATP is again not generated. And it also tries to release more and more amount of reactive oxygen species. Due to that inhibition of the calcium channel, more and more amount of reactive oxygen species are going to be released. That leads to the oxidative stress. As always we say that nothing is good in excess. कोई भी चीज़ ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा हमारे बॉडी के लिए जो है अच्छी नहीं होती, वो हार्मफुल होती है. सो ऑक्सीजन इज रिक्वायर्ड, बट व्हेन द ऑक्सीजन गेट्स इंक्रीज इट लीड्स टू द ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर सेल because of the release of reactive oxygen species. So that reactive oxygen species will also lead to the destruction of the cell. In a normal individual, the person will have the positive thinking. So the cells are also in a working in a normal way. बट प्लम्बम में क्या होता है, जब थिंकिंग और थॉट्स जब डिस्टर्ब है तो हर एक सेल जो है बॉडी का डिस्टर्ब होता है. और वो जो सेल्स है कभी भी अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करने का जो है ट्राई करेंगे, पर वो अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे. बिकॉज ऑफ द थिंकिंग होपलेसनेस, द जो सेल्स है वो भी एकदम होपलेस हो जाते हैं. और वो सेल्स जो है अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करने के बजाय अपने लिए सुसाइड जो है ट्राई करते हैं. सो द सेल्स आर अंडरगोइंग द सुसाइडल पर्पस, मीन्स they are going for the apoptosis, ultimately the cell death and destruction. So because they are not having that energy, that power which we already discussed, that plumbum is a leader but there is no power to maintain that leadership quality. So no cells are trying to protect their own self. So ultimately the destruction is going to be seen. Because of that, all the CNS function are disturbed, and the CNS is a main regulator. So it gets disturbed, all the things are getting disturbed in body. So no muscle power, progressive muscular atrophy, and due to that loss of tonicity of the muscles, that leads to the hernia like conditions also. Because of that, the peristaltic movements are also not will be seen. So obstinate constipations, intussusception also will be there. They will develop the painter's colic, and there is a peculiar sensation as if something is during the abdominal colic, as if drawing type of pain, something is being attached to the abdomen in on the anterior wall, and that string is trying to pull behind towards the spine. आगे से पीछे की तरफ कोई जो है pull कर रहा हो that through that particular string, that type of sensation is seen. Now we also go through a toxicological point of view. So when in an adult person, when the plumbum particles are entering into the blood, most of that particles are getting excreted out through the urine, and their half-life is near about 30 days. But some particle get attached to the RBC, and that RBC enters into the bone marrow, and it is very unfortunate for that person, because now this plumbum get deposited in the bone marrow and its half-life becomes near about 20 to 30 years. That's why it is called as in slow and cumulative poison, means gradually and gradually, slowly it will accumulate in the body, and after that it will start to develop its pathology. It is not seen that the plumbum is going to develop sudden and violent pathologies, but it will be violent, it will be very much dreaded pathologies, but it will develop after a long time. Day by day person is getting deteriorated and they will develop a pathology. That is in plumbum. But now the plumbum which is deposited in the bone marrow, that along with the calcium, it is being released in the blood during the time of calcium demand in our body. Like in a female during pregnancy or in the lactation, the calcium demand increases. So for that, body tries to take the calcium from the bone marrow. So along with calcium, lead also tries to go into the blood again. So that lead through the blood, it tries to enter through the placenta into that developing embryo. So that developing embryo also gets damaged from that lead, and it will easily cross the blood brain barrier of that embryo, so it damages the brain. Because of that, the child which will take birth from that female will be having the mental illness, like the slowness in perception, absent-mindedness, intellectual apathy, loss of memory, that type of the symptom. And along with that, physical symptoms like intussusception, obstinate constipation, strangulated hernias, that type of symptoms are also getting established. So that's how the plumbum is having action in our body, and hope you have understood and liked it. Thank you.